It is so cold. Girls, it is freezing in this house. We all like a little snug in a bug in a rug. Anyways, I've made my lunch. We're gonna have our lunch together and we're just gonna give ourselves some advice. Well, not really advice, because the things that I'm gonna give advice about have actually been gone, because it's actually stuff that I'm giving to my younger self. So if my younger self can somehow travel in time and see this video, then hurrah, Bub's your uncle. I've been doing these on TikTok recently, like big sister advice for high school and stuff, and things that I've learned in high school. I thought we can have our lunch together. I've got a coffee, I've got my hummus and my pita, and I've got some gummy bears. This isn't enough food. I will be going and making some more, don't you worry. Just sit down, have a little bit of a girl chat, a big sister chat. I should start in like high school and stuff, because I feel like high school for a lot of people, I think a lot of my followers, to be fair, actually are as well in high school. These gummy bears are so good. I hated high school. Also, if you call high school secondary school, cool. I'm calling it high school. My high school was literally called high school, so that's what we're going with. High school for me was like, probably, a lot of people say that high school's like the best time, the best years of your life. Like when you're older, you want to go back. No, I would not go back. I was going to say if you paid me £1 million, I would go back if you paid me £1 million, because that's a bit different. But no, because I always used to stress about, I've always not struggled to make friends, but kind of in a way, and I've always been like, oh, why don't I have a best friend? Like, why don't I have someone that, like, people always put us together, like, it's Caitlin and someone. And like, the thing is with me, whenever I've had someone like that, then I've had a best friend and it's always like Caitlin and someone, I always get attached to that person, and then it never ends up working out anyway. Like a relationship type of thing. But I'm just glad that I am independent. And anyway, that's so irrelevant. But yeah, I used to stress all the time. I was like, why am I, like, I'm in a massive friendship group and I don't have, like, I feel like I just don't have friends. Like, I was in friendship groups of like 16 girls. 16 girls. That does not work out, ever. That literally just doesn't work. Like, point blank, period. I was in 2 groups. I was in one in year 7, then I went to one in year 8 and year 9, then I was in another one, well, the same one from year 7 in like 9 and 10, but then we all broke off and stuff. That's what I mean as well, like these massive friendship groups, they don't last. Like when you get older and everything, to be fair, when you're even in a friendship group that's that big, people just go off anyway. Like there's little friendship groups inside a massive friendship group, so there's just no point in sitting together because everyone actually hates each other. I need to stop getting so angry about this situation. If you can help it, just have like a small group of friends that you all trust each other, you all like each other. If one of you is slagging another person off, like the thing is, I keep jumping from one point to you just have to bear with me. This is how I think, this is how I process things, okay? It's just like we're on FaceTime, okay? I have to think, if you have a friend who's constantly slagging off their best friend to you, you have to think, well, what are you saying about me to that friend? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, it's a weird one, because then it's like you're clearly like talking about me to your other friend, and it's just, I don't know, trios as well, don't get me wrong, some trios can work. I was in a trio, and honestly, it was either them two, or like me and someone, or me and the other girl. Like it was always like 2 people would always be with each other more than the other person. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like with a trio, someone is always left out unless you have like just a good friendship and everything. Some trios can work, some big friendship groups might work, but at the end of the day they probably won't 9 times out of 10. But you have to think as well, like there's what? In my year group, I'm sure there was 250 people in my year group, because we had forms. I'm sure there's 12 forms, there was 6 on each side of the year. I'm sure there's like 20 people in each form, so 20 times 12 is what? 240? I hope that's right, because that was quick maths if it is. And some would have less and some would have more. So I'm thinking there was about 250 people in my year group. You have to think there's what? How many people on this earth? 8 billion, 7 billion, whatever the frick it is. Obviously not everyone speaks your language, not everyone's your age, etc, etc. But there's a lot more people on this planet that are meant to be your friends than people in your high school. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not your fault you live where you live, you know? Yeah, don't stress if you come out of high school and don't speak to anyone ever again, because it's not the end of the world. I've met my friends, the friends that I have now are ones that I've met since leaving high school, and they've been a better friend to me than some people have like in high school, you know what I mean? Friends come and go, and I feel like once you start living your life the way you want to and the way you want to live it, your true friends will show themselves anyway. I remember in was it year 10 or 11? I started my makeup page and I started doing like clients and stuff, and people would talk about it all the time. And I was like so close to like giving up and like not doing it. And it's always something that I wanted to do, so I was like, why the frick would I stop? Luckily there was also a girl in the school as well who also did it, which was kind of like my confidence boost to do it, because I was like, right, she can do it, I can do it, like come on, okay, like just get with the program, do what you gotta do. Then I'm like, I was 15 and working and earning money from 15, like a lot of people, probably no one was doing that, really. Yeah, I feel like that's another point, like you can't live your life for other people. If I really wish that I didn't care about what people thought of me in high school, because I would have like started YouTube earlier or done whatever. Do you know what I mean? I always wanted to do YouTube. I was actually trying to convince my mum at one point to homeschool me just so I could do YouTube and no one could say anything. I was like, I don't care about friends, I don't want any friends, I just want to do YouTube. That's that's how committed I was to like wanting to do it. I get it in high school, not gonna lie, like you don't want people to say something to you, especially when you're first starting out and then you have like 100 subscribers or 100 followers on like TikTok or whatever now. You don't want anyone to say something to you. If you was doing well and like you had like 1 million followers or something, it'd be a whole different ball game. You're still doing the same thing, but because you have a different amount of followers, it's a different ball, it's like different, and people treat you different. Like if you had like 100 followers or 1 million, do you know what I mean? Like it's annoying because you're still doing the same thing. So why is it like embarrassing at 100 followers, but it's not embarrassing when you have 1 million? Everyone starts somewhere, okay? Everyone starts somewhere. Well, yeah, don't live your life for the people. Don't get me wrong, I only did this when I actually left high school. And then I was like, right, do you know what? I actually don't care. So it is kind of like easier to do it when you do leave high school, because I feel like you're not going to see that many people anymore. I also went to a different college than literally everyone. The college that I went to, I knew no one went to it like at all. If you're wanting to do something that like no one else is doing, but you're like scared of being on your own or whatever, just go and do it, because you don't want to be stuck in college doing like A-levels that you don't want to do, or doing something that you don't want to do just because all your friends are there and it's like a comfort thing. Like you have to step out your comfort zone in order to like succeed or do, I don't know, maybe I'm just talking absolute crap and you shouldn't listen to a word I say. So like trends and stuff, like I feel like a lot of people in high school go through this, because like if I look at people from my high school when they was in high school and then like now they've like found their not personality, like style and everything, and like they're actually themselves, which is such a nice thing to see. It's so sad to see that like no one could really be themselves in high school. You know what I mean? Like it was actually really like pathetic when you look back. Like people just take the piss out of people for no reason, just because they weren't like them or they weren't doing what they wanted to do. Oh my god, also, boys, don't, like, what's the point? Like, no. I had my first, I'm not even going to call it serious relationship, because it was not serious, but in my mind it was serious. Because obviously when you're in like when you're in primary school, or when you're in year 7 and you fancy someone, you're like, oh my god, be my boyfriend, and like I love you, and then like you break up the next day, like that's not an actual relationship, like come on. But when like you're in like year 9 or whatever, like I know people that was like losing their virginities in like year 9 and stuff when they're like 13, 14. I did not. I didn't even lose it in high school. Anyways, we'll get onto that later. I got involved with a boy in like year 9. It was just awful, to be honest. We broke up after a month. Oh my god. But I feel like because it was like my first proper heartbreak. Yeah. Do you know what it was? Obviously looking back now, I'm like, Jesus Christ. But it was, when you're young, you're in year 9, you're 14, you're impressionable. Like, you know, you're gonna like someone whether it's a month or not. I feel like when you're younger, like it's a bit different. Like obviously if I was seeing someone for a month now, I'd be like, right, see, you get in the bin. But I'm a different person now to the person that I was in year 9. You know what I mean? But when we broke up, it was actually I say when we broke up, like it was, anyway, we did break up, you know what it is. We had broken up, and then unfortunately like the timing was a bit shit anyway, because I went to the Ariana Grande concert in Manchester, and like we'd literally broken up like a week before, so I was already a bit unstable to say the least. And then obviously that happened, and Do you know he didn't even message me to see if I was okay? That tipped me over the edge. Anyways, but that's what I mean. People aren't worth it. But yeah, that was like the worst time in freaking ever. I mean, slay. Just don't get involved with boys and stuff. Don't get me wrong, sometimes it can work. My friend Chloe, she's still with her boyfriend from, oh my god, when they get together now? Year 10, I think? Year 10. Yeah, so like that's like 4 years. Is that 4 years? 5 years? 6? No, it's not 6. That's what I mean though, like it can work out. Like it's worked out perfectly fine for them, but I feel like they're very, very similar people to the sense of like, I don't know how to describe it, but they just, yeah, it just works because it just would work, and it would be stupid if it didn't work. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm making any sense, but yeah, like it works for them. So don't think it's not gonna work for you, but I mean like, they didn't stress each other out. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Like if you're with a boy and he's like constantly stressing you out, making you feel sick, making you feel anxious, you're not being able to eat. I lost so much weight when I was with this boy because I just couldn't eat like at all, because I just constantly feel sick. And if you're constantly feeling like that, whether it's a friendship, a friend, no, a relationship, a friend, anything like that, that is your body rejecting them. This happened again when I got with someone when I was 17. Again, only stayed together for like 2 months. I didn't have the best look, alright? And that happened again then. I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, I had constant migraines, I was constantly just being sick, I constantly felt sick. Because my body was like, babe, this person is not for you. You need to get rid of him now. Do you know what I mean? Like I'd constantly be on my phone if he wasn't replying and stuff. Like, just, oh, the stress. And then obviously when you're in your high school, you have your exams and stuff. And like, I'd be going into that exam hall just thinking about boys or whatever. And I look back now and I'm like, Jesus Christ, why did you do that? Don't get me wrong, some boys won't stress you out because some boys are actually nice and worth your time. But a lot of them are nuts. Case closed. Please do not go rushing into it and just sleeping with someone for the sake of it. I mean, if you want to do that, cool. Not a massive... I'm trying to say, it's not a massive thing. Do you know what I mean? Like people in high school, like especially mine, like people lost it when they were like 13, 14 and like 15, 16. Like when I was in year 11 or even year 10, to be honest, like most people had lost it. And like people would just talk about it all the time. And in my like friendship group and stuff, like the girls that I was friends with in high school, a lot, like the majority of them had lost it as well. So it was like, I'd always feel left out. Like when we do stuff, they'd talk about it and I'd be like, oh my god. But now I'm like, I wouldn't give a shit now. Like, I'd be like, well, I've not lost it, so I don't care, alright? And don't get me wrong, most people regret it as well. Most people regret it, so don't feel pressured to lose it, because you really don't need to. Like, if you want to, that's fine, cool, you do you, but don't, like, feel pressured to do so, and don't think that it makes you look stupid if you haven't by a certain age, because trust me, it really doesn't, like, at all. Like, it just really doesn't. Oh my god, and the word that I used to hate in high school, I still hate it now because it's such a shitty word. When people used to call like you frigid, I hate that word. I actually hate it from the bottom of my core. It pisses me off so much and it stresses me out because, babes, I was getting called that in year 9, year 8. I'm 14. 14! Like, what do you mean? Yeah, I am. And what? And what? Alright? And what? People would stress me out. People still stress me out. Moving back onto friendships and stuff, like when people wanting to be in the popular girl group, a lot of these people just peak in high school. Like that is their peak, you know? Like no tea, no shade, that's just the reality, alright? Like it literally does not matter about being popular and having lots of friends. Like they're all fake, babe. You all slag each other off. To be fair, that's with any friendship group, so that's just not them either. Yeah, don't stress about like being popular and stuff. It literally doesn't mean anything. Like, at all. I don't even know how these popular things work, because like, how do you make someone popular? Like, how does it work? I'm like thinking now and I'm like, how does it happen? I don't get it. It's all stupid, to be honest. It's actually all just really stupid and like, doing drugs, babes, come on. Come on with yourself. Doesn't make you look big, doesn't make you look clever. Don't ever give in to like pressure and stuff. The amount of times, even like now that I'm like 20 and stuff, that I've been like offered stuff in like clubs and I'm like, why is this actually so normalized? Do you know what I mean? Like, why the frick is this so normalized? It's actually more normal to have done it than have not done it. Like when people ask me like, oh, what have you done? I'm like, nothing. They're like, really? And I'm like, babes, do I look like a crackhead? Do you know what I mean? Like, am I giving off this crackhead energy? I mean, I know sometimes, like, when I'm going to Asda and that, I do look like a crackhead. But that's just because I can't be arsed and I'm a lazy bitch. Do you know what I mean? That's the reality, alright? I'm not dressing up to go to Asda. It's not happening. I'm putting on some leggings and a jumper and my Uggs from TikTok shop as well. Not even real ones. So maybe that is the vibe that people get. I mean, I just straight back and I look like I've literally just rolled out of bed because I probably have. But anyways. Anyway, I did drink in high school. Oh no. That's probably why I don't really drink now, to be honest. That is probably why I just don't like drinking anymore, because I did it when I was like 15. Do you know what I mean? I got it all out my system when I was 15, 16. So I mean, maybe that's why I hate drinking now. But yeah, if you are going to do that, if you are going to go out drinking or whatever, please just make sure that you tell your mum and your dad or whoever where you are. Even if you don't want to tell them what you're doing, just make sure you tell them where you are, because if anything freaking happens, like, and they don't hear from you, they know where you've been or like who you're with or whatever. Like, just don't lie, because I know like in the moment you're like, oh god, I can't tell them because I'm doing this and that and the other. Just thank yourself. You'll just thank yourself. Do you know what I mean? It's just easier. Oh god, I remember in high school, the Topshop coat, don't get me wrong, it actually was quite a nice coat. It'd be a khaki one and a navy one, and I actually had both, but then I was wearing the khaki one more. Literally everyone had it, and if you didn't have it, like, you weren't cool. Do you know what I mean? Bit stupid. But yeah, like, just not being able to wear what you want or whatever, and she's like, oh my god, this person's gonna like, shut up, I hate trends, like, just wear what you want. Like, everyone's like on TikTok now being like, oh my, skinny jeans are back. My mum's been wearing skinny jeans for years, so they're not back, they never went, alright? However, I was wearing a pair of skinny jeans the other day, and I was like, okay, maybe I'll bring them back for myself, right? I put them on and I was like, oh, I forgot how they looked. I forgot what I looked like in tight fitting clothing, because I just never wear it anymore. I'm just like, oh yeah, like baggy this, baggy that. But I'm comfy in it. Alright, bloody comfy. Prom. Let's talk about prom. I hated prom. Not gonna lie, I feel like I just didn't really like school that much because I didn't really have like friends. Like, I had friends, like I would go to school and be with people, but like when I left high school and stuff, I didn't speak to them ever again. I did for the first like few months, but then when I went to college and stuff, I just didn't really speak to anyone. And I feel like I'm above it now. Like, I have my actual friends now, so it's like people came into my life when like I was doing what I wanted to do and stuff, so I know that, like, anyways. But yeah, my prom was weird. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't a bad night, but I feel like the thing is with me, like, I was friends with people, but then I wasn't in a friendship group with the people that I was actually friends with. And like, I still speak to some people from high school now, but I wasn't in a friendship group with them. So like, whenever I'd go off and speak to them, the girls that I was in a friendship group would be like, oh man, why are you speaking to them? Oh man, you're supposed to be with us. And I'm like, babes, shut up. They're so aggressive. They're actually nice girls. But anyway, I don't spend loads in a prom dress. My prom dress was so expensive. It's like, it's not a freaking wedding. Do you know what I mean? It's not a wedding. Like, I actually don't understand why they cost so much money for what they are. It's actually disgusting. It's disgusting. Just you don't need to. You really don't need to. It's for one night. You're never going to wear it again. And when you go to sell it, you're going to end up getting less than you paid for anyway, which is kind of like with anything, but like a lot less. Do you know what I mean? If you paid 500 quid, you're only gonna get like 250 for that dress. Do you know what I mean? Because if people want a second-hand dress, they want it to be a lot cheaper than what you bought it for. And always, 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 if you're getting your makeup done for prom or anything, have a trial. Have a trial. I didn't have a trial for my prom makeup, and I was like, oh. At first I was like, oh, it's slay, I look so good. I look back on all the photos, because my tan as well was like just developing throughout the day, because I wanted the darkest tan possible, so I didn't wash it off like a shit bitch. Unless I did wash it off, I can't remember, but I think it had gone all patchy on my chest and stuff. So my my tan on my chest was just so dark but patchy, but luckily my dress like covered it anyway. But my face was really pale, just didn't look good, and then my eyebrows were like black, because like I think she like matched it to my roots, but then again I've matched it to my roots there, and they were just really dark and sluggish, and I just didn't like my makeup. It was not a slay. It was actually not good. It was actually nice today. Yeah, as well, like, not everyone is gonna like you. Like, not everyone is gonna like you. This is just in general. It might even be just in school. It might just be like when you leave school or whatever. Not everyone is gonna like you. Not everyone is gonna want to be your friend. Not everyone is gonna support you. It's annoying, but you can't like fake a personality to like try and be liked. Like, I did that a lot in high school. I was just not my own person at all. Like, I'd never have my own opinions. I would just agree with everyone else because I was like, oh my god, I don't want anyone to hate me. Shut up. Like, just like disagree sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, it's annoying, but then I don't know, then again, like, sometimes you just want to be like drama free and stuff, but I don't know. But yeah, like, once you start doing what you want to do, like, you will lose friends. Like, if you say you wanted to pursue a certain career or a hobby or just something, like, and people are like, and you're like, oh my god, I want to do that, but I don't want this person to say something to me. Why are you bothered? Like, you shouldn't be bothered about what that person is going to say to you. If they were your actual friend, they wouldn't say anything to you about it. They'd just support you. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're thinking that about your friends, you need to be thinking like, why am I thinking about this about my friends? You know? Like, why am I thinking like, oh, they're not going to support me? But like, subconsciously you're like, yeah, they're not really my friends. So pick your GCSEs wisely. Oh my god. I did history, geography, art and Spanish. Loved art, hated the class, but loved the actual subject and everything. I failed history. It was the only GCSE that I failed actually, but it's because I just didn't understand how to answer the questions. So I just could never do it. And then obviously I did geography, but to be fair, history and geography were actually quite entertaining, enjoyable. I loved learning about this. School, I didn't really focus that much. I could pass all my GCSEs with like good marks, but I feel like I don't know, I kind of regret now, like, kind of not focusing as much. But then again, at the end of the day, like, I've not used my GCSEs since I left school, so does it actually matter? That's another point though, like, your GCSEs aren't the be all and end all. It's not the end of the world what mark you get. Like, obviously try and pass them all. Like, if you pass, cool, great, you're still gonna get into a college, and then like obviously you can put all your hard work in like to your A levels if you was like wanting to go to university and everything as well. I don't think that like this is the be all and end all. If I don't do this well, like, I'm not, like, my life is ruined and it's over. Like, it's not. It is not. Obviously it matters to a certain extent, but I think it kind of depends on what job you're going for. Like, for me, I haven't used them. Obviously, like, I probably use my like intelligence, even though I am missing a few brain cells sometimes. But yeah, I guess it kind of depends, like, if you want to do A levels and if you want to go to uni. But then also uni as well, like, I do think sometimes it's kind of a bit like not overrated. I feel like overrated is kind of the wrong word to use, but I feel like people just go literally purely because they don't know what to do with their lives, which is cool. Go, because then you have like a bit more time to think about it, but don't just go for the sake of it. Like, kind of at least pick something that you're interested in learning about and that you could potentially get a job from, because otherwise, like, you're just stuck in uni for like, what, 3 years trying to do something that you probably don't even want to do and not even want to use in your life. I don't know, I guess it's not overrated. It's just never been something that I wanted to do. I remember when I wrote down some like breakup rules. First one, block, remove, delete. Just literally just do it. If you're thinking, like, the thing is, it's different for some people, because like some relationships you break up and then you're like, sugar, why have I done that? But like, you've not spoken to anyone else, you've not spoke to anyone, like, do you know what I mean? You've not gone for anyone else, you literally just broke up and are like, oh my gosh, why have we done this? And then you get back together. I feel like for some people it's different. I always thought, oh my god, like, they'll get back with me, so I'm just gonna like keep trying and stuff, but it was just hurting me even more because I'd like be constantly trying to beg for them back, which you should never ever 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 beg for someone to be in your life, because they're clearly not meant to be in your life. If they're treating you this way and if they're hurting you, they are not meant to be in your life, babes. They are not meant to be in your life. If someone is constantly putting you down or like hurting you or making you feel like a shit person, making you feel like question yourself constantly, that person is not meant to be part of your life. That person is not meant, it's not meant to be happening to you. Obviously it'll make you a stronger person sometimes, but you need to get rid. You need to block, remove, delete, like, just get rid of them, because that's not meant to be happening. You can't like romanticize like breakups and relationships and stuff. Sometimes, like, you've broken up, they're a shit person, don't think of the good times, like, because you're just excluding the bad when the bad obviously outweighed the good, otherwise you'd be together. I feel like you just always have to block, remove, delete, like, no matter what. I feel like it helps a lot, and that's something that I regret not doing, and just completely removing them from my life. I do that now because it's just like, right, see you later, there's your spy. I know it's also hard because if you've been together for like 5 years or however many years, but then again there's also that thing of like time doesn't mean anything. Like you could be with someone for 5 years and be with someone for like 6 months and they could treat you even better than in those 6 months then, and then it's hard because you can't be like, oh yeah, 5-year relationship breakup is worse than a 6 month, because you don't know what you went through in those 6 months and what, you know what I mean. It's a bit of a hard one. Don't check what they're doing. Like you don't need to look. Like if you've broken up and like you know that you're not getting back together, it's kind of just done with. Like you just kind of have to be like, see you later, bye, with things on my own. But I feel like I always deal with things on my own. I feel like that's just what I like to do. I like to just be like, right, I just want to be left alone, I just want to deal with it by myself. Don't get me wrong, I still talk to people, but literally just deal with it like by myself. You need to also like distract yourself, like maybe pick up a new hobby, like maybe go to the gym, just keep bettering yourself, keep yourself busy, keep yourself distracted. Obviously as well, there's going to be times where like you are alone and you are going to be thinking of it, but just pop on your favorite movie, eat your favorite food, learn to cook, like learn a new skill, like literally anything to keep yourself distracted and busy. Obviously drinking sometimes can help, but obviously not really. Like at the end of the day, like it's not going to work. It's probably going to make it even worse. Drinking helps for like literally like an hour and then you're crying over him again. Believe me, I've been there. I don't drink to numb the pain as such. Like you don't need to do that. You can heal yourself in so many other ways that are gonna actually help in the long run, you know. Stuff that makes you happy, like for me it would be like doing my makeup or doing my nails or doing just something that would distract me and that would make me feel happy, or like doing my hair or watching my favourite film, watching a podcast, like watching a YouTube video or something like that, or like filming a video. Like that's stuff to me like that makes me really happy. Like literally just sat here and just rambling on with myself, but knowing that fingers crossed it would help someone. You know, get yourself out of bed as well. Don't just be laying in bed crying, not eating. Just, I know it's hard, it's easier said than done, because I literally, it's so painful and it's the worst thing ever to go through, because you spent all this time with this person and then suddenly they're out of your life and they're gone, and just there's literally nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. You can't change someone's mind. It is hard, but you definitely need to keep yourself busy and distract yourself and kind of just work on yourself as a better person, and kind of just, sometimes it's better just to stay single. I think I was single like 2 years before I got with my boyfriend now, and we've been together for 8 months, which is my longest relationship yet, so that is a slay. You don't have to have a boyfriend. You don't have to be with someone like from an early age. Like I know I'm literally 20 and I'm with my boyfriend. Enjoy being single. Being single is still a good thing. Like I'm not being funny, when I was single I loved being single. Like I didn't exactly like want a boyfriend. Like obviously when me and Barney got together it just kind of happened. Like we was already friends before, and it kind of just, I don't know, and our relationship is just so easy. Like he gets on with his life, I get on with my life, and then we'll see each other, you know. Like there's not, I don't know how to describe it, it's just easy, and it's the best relationship I've ever been in my life. Or even like where I've been talking to boys in the past, like I've just had no stress from him. You know what I mean? And that's like, it's just so healthy and nice to have that change. So that's what I mean as well. Like you're gonna meet someone who will treat you like a princess, treat you like the person you are, like treat you like you deserve to be treated, because you're an amazing person, and you don't want to be settling for less. Don't get with someone just for the sake of having a boyfriend. What's the point in that? Cheating as well. Don't get me started on cheaters, because I don't understand how, I just don't get it. I really just don't understand it, and I don't get it, and it stresses me out and annoys me, and I don't want to talk about it, because it's one of those things that just annoys me. I don't understand. I don't get it. Also, don't go out knowing they're gonna be there. I feel like sometimes it's quite funny to do that. Maybe when you like someone and you go out knowing they'll be there, that's funny. But like when you broke up and stuff, it's literally gonna end in tears. Like let's be honest, you're gonna get drunk, you're gonna get even more drunk because you know he's there. You're gonna try and like seduce him or something. Not seduce him. You know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. And it's all gonna end in tears, and then he'll probably like kiss a girl in front of you, or dance with a girl, or be with a girl, talking to a girl in front of you, and then you're gonna see red, and then you're gonna want to punch him in the face. Don't punch him in the face. I mean, sometimes he deserve it, but I don't even know how I've got into this subject. What have I been rambling about? I think I've been like just rambling for the past like half an hour. The thing is as well, like sometimes like as much as people can give you advice, sometimes you just don't listen to it because you don't want to, like with breakups and stuff, because you just don't want to listen to it. Yeah, let me know if you want me to do another one of these videos. I know it's been, I don't know if it's been a bit of a boring one. I've literally just been sat here eating food and talking absolute waffle for the past 40 minutes. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I need to edit it all down and stuff, but I hope you enjoyed it. It's been quite fun actually, just like eating our food together, talking an absolute waffle. I feel like we've been on FaceTime, but I'm getting no reply. FaceTime with no reply. Sorry, I need to stop doing those voices. Anyway, I will see you next week. I love you so much. Oh my god, is next week's video the exciting one? Yeah, it is. But then the week after that is the even more exciting one. Anyway, I love you all lots, and I will see you in my next video.